all the students of biology and my teacher colleagues are most welcome. In this class, I shall discuss about protozoan protista. You all know that protozoa was included as the first kingdom of animal kingdom, first phylum of animal kingdom, but now it is part of the protista along with the plant-like protista. This term protozoa was introduced by Goldfuss for all those organisms with cell-level organization, that is, a definite tissue is not formed. So Goldfuss included sponges as well as jellyfishes in this group protozoa, but later on Seawold used this term exclusively for the unicellular organism that forms the first level of organization. Haeckel made the kingdom protista. He included all unicellular organisms in this kingdom, and therefore protozoa also was included in protista, and this status was maintained by Copeland, Haeckel, and the latter scientists, whether it is five kingdom classification of Whittaker or the six kingdom classification of Wood. Protista is the eukaryotic unicellular organism. The protozoa usually live separately, but sometimes it forms colony, such as the colony of Volvox and Proterospongia. Proterospongia has collar cells, and therefore it is believed that it can serve as connecting link between protozoa and porifera. In the structure, it may have round structure, that is radial symmetry, elongated or bilateral symmetry, and sometimes asymmetrical shape. These are microscopic organisms having at least 50,000 species in nature. Most of them have size smaller than 100 micrometer, and only a few have larger size, such as Paramecium is 250 to 270 micrometer long. Amoeba has diameter 500 to 600 micrometer, and this Pelomyxa or chaos is a giant amoeba with 2000 micrometer diameter. So it can be seen by naked eye, though it is difficult to be identified because of the colorless. Protozoa have three types of organs of locomotion: cilia, flagella, and pseudopodia. The cilia and flagella are similar in internal structure, that is made of 9 pairs plus 2 microfilaments, whereas pseudopodia is just extension of cell surface and is not supported by any microtubule. Among the cilia and flagellae, the flagellates are regarded as more ancient than the ciliates. Now, the protozoa was divided into two subphylum, one is Plasmodroma and another is Celiophora. In subphylum Plasmodroma, the cell surface is almost smooth, so all non-ciliates are included in this subphylum. It has three classes: Sarcodina or Rhizopoda, Mastigophora or Flagellata, and Sporozoa. Now, in the Sarcodina, Pseudopodia serves as organ of locomotion and feeding. These pseudopodia may be finger-like, that is Lobopodia, thread-like, thin and long, Reticulopodia. Pseudopodia with pointed tips are Exopodia, and when these are flat, leaf-like, these are Philopodia. Most of them are free living in fresh water, seawater, mud or dung, but genus Entamoeba is parasitic. The free living forms in freshwater system have contractile vacuoles for osmoregulation. These vacuoles collect extra water coming into cell, and when the size becomes very large, the vacuole bursts on the surface and extra water is released, so it can regulate osmotic pressure of the protoplasm, and hence it is called osmoregulation. Such contractile vacuoles are not found in parasitic forms and marine forms because they live in hypertonic medium and water is lost by exosmosis. In place of removing extra water, they have the problem of taking the water essential to maintain concentration of protoplasm. So sometimes these are seen to drink water by a mechanism called pinocytosis. Amoeba proteus. This example is largest. Amoeba verrucosa is very small. It is about 100 micrometer in diameter. These are found in fresh water. Entamoeba histolytica. It is parasite of intestine and the colon of large intestine. It causes amoebic dysentery or amoebiasis. Sometimes you may have seen dysentery with blood coming out through fecus. It is because of Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba gingivalis is a parasite of buccal cavity. It lives in the gum of teeth and it induces pyorrhea. Third species is Entamoeba coli, but it is non-pathogenic. Now the Pelomyxa carolinensis, that is the giant amoeba, it lives in organic mud. Its old name was Chaos. Polystomela is unique animal. It lives in sea. It has body covered with thick shell, and even after death these cells survive like the cells of diatoms. The structure is interesting because they look like a snail. Actinophorus or Actinosphaerium, they look like a minute sun because of a number of exopodia coming out from the cell surface. Opelina, another very interesting form. It was earlier included in subphylum Celiophora. It has minute cilia-like structure all over cell surface. But by electron microscopy it was confirmed that these are not cilia, rather these are minute pseudopodia. Second important thing is that it is multinucleated. It has 40 to 50 small nuclei. So at the time of cell division or for spore formation, nuclear division is not needed. The fresh nuclei can be made later on when they grow in size and become mature. Now see this photograph. It is amoeba proteus. You can see finger-like structures at the apical part. These are pseudopodia. Here is the nucleus. Nucleus is not stained here. It is the natural photograph. These brown and black pigments are the food particles present inside it. And the contractile vacuole, here is the very lightly stained contractile vacuole in the posterior half. Its posterior part is called uroid. This second photograph is Entamoeba histolytica. In its nucleus, it is a karyosome, and these brown particles are the RBC that the parasite has eaten. Now see it, it is Elphidium or Polyestomela. You can see concentric structures like this overlapping one another and very minute pores. Through these pores or foramen, the fine pseudopodia come out. So it is also called foraminifera. This is the artistic diagram of amoeba, Elphidium or Polyestomela and Entamoeba histolytica. Now second class is Mastigophora or Flagellata. They have one or more long whip-like structures or flagella. These are used for locomotion and sometimes for feeding also. In most animals, there is a permanent elongated body with a thick pellicle-like structure on the surface. Unlike the Mastigophora, the euglenoids have the permanent gullet, and those are plant-like, but they have no gullet, no mouth-like structure. So phytoflagellates and zooflagellates are quite different from each other. Most of them are parasitic. They have longitudinal binary fission, but they never divide by sexual reproduction. They have no sexual reproduction. Bodo and Capromonas live in ficus. Leishmania donovani causes kala jar. Trichomonas bacchalis, another protozoa that induces pyorrhea. Trichomonas vaginalis causes leukorrhea in the females. Trypanosoma gambiense, it is an African parasite causing sleeping sickness or the Gambian fever. It is a parasite of nervous system and can cause death. Giardia intestinalis, it causes dysentery. It needs long treatment. and the Proterospongia, a colonial protozoa that forms connecting link between protozoa and porifera. Now see the photograph of Leishmania donovani found in the body fluid and blood plasma. Outside cell, these are flagellated or mastigota, but when these are intracellular, the flagella are lost and body becomes oval. This photograph is Trichomonas bacchalis, that is taken from the vaginal smear, and this is Giardia. Although it looks beautiful, but it is dangerous. It covers the entire internal surface of intestine, preventing secretion of enzyme and absorption of food. The normal antiprotozoal medicines are not much effective and therefore needs long treatment for 3 to 4 months. Now the sporozoa, they have no locomotion, they have no organ of locomotion. So they float in the body fluid or blood plasma. Their cell surface is thick, covered with pellicle made of glycoprotein. They can reproduce asexually as well as sexually. In either case, spore-like inactive structures are formed that may be called sporozoite or merozoites. Monocystis is parasite of earthworm, Gregarina parasite of cockroach, Babesia, it affects the cattle, sheep, goat and wild animals like deer, antelopes and even the tigers and leopard. It can cause death of these animals. Nosema viridis, it is a parasite of silk moth larva. It causes diarrhea-like effect, killing the larva, so the silk production is lost. The sporozoites may be absorptive nutrition, and if they become intracellular, they can develop pseudopodia and can feed like an amoeba. The organism like malaria parasite has two hosts, male and the female Anopheles, so it is digenetic parasite. Now Plasmodium causes malarial fever. Two species, Plasmodium vivax and ovale, cause benign tertian fever. But Plasmodium falciparum is very dangerous. It causes cerebral malaria or malignant tertian fever. It is lethal. Plasmodium malariae is the least harmful species. It causes quartan fever. This is the malaria parasite outside RBC in the human blood. Here it is called cryptomerozoite or erythrocytic merozoite. Inside RBC it acquires round structure and under microscope it looks like a ring. Here you can see ring-like structure and the nucleus is shining well. So sometimes it is called signet ring stage, that is Nag-yukt Mudrika Avastha. Now the last class is Ciliata. Its cell surface also is covered with pellicle and a number of hexagonal facets are made. From the grooves in each facet, a small cilia appears. In Paramecium, cilia appears from entire surface. but in many other animals, paracilia are present in only confined area. Sometimes they develop suctorial tentacles or siphons to absorb fluid from the body of other organisms. Usually they have a permanent gullet or cytopharynx or cell mouth. All the ciliates have two nuclei. One is a small micronucleus. It is concerned with sexual reproduction, hence it is called generative nucleus. The other is larger macro or meganucleus. It controls locomotion, digestion, feeding, respiration, excretion, etc. So it is regarded as vegetative nucleus. It has reproduction by binary fission as well as sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is very complex. Paramecium is free living. Didymium is a parasite over paramecium. Balantidium is a parasite of rectum of toad. Vorticella is free living, branched and prostrating. It reproduces mostly by budding. Vorticella is the first protozoa that was discovered by Leeuwenhoek in September 1672. Perhaps it was 4th September 1672. Acineta and Stentor also are free living, but they have suctorial siphons. This is the photograph of paramecium. If you see very carefully, you can identify cilia all over the cell surface. In the artistic diagram, these cilia are well shown. They have two contractile vacuoles, an anterior and posterior. This small nucleus is the micronucleus and this larger nucleus is the macro or meganucleus. Here the leveling is wrong. It should be corrected. Now this is the food vacuole. These are the small food vacuoles. Here there is a cytopharynx or cell mouth and a permanent anus-like structure or cytopyge. This is the Vorticella spiralis. It is a true photograph underwater. Artistic diagram. You can see the upper part well-like, so it is also called well animalcule. This is the small dot-like micronucleus and a larger meganucleus. This daughter Vorticella is being reproduced by budding. So you have learnt everything about protozoa, and in the next session we shall discuss Thallophyta, that is the first division of plant kingdom. See you in the next session. Thank you very much.